You're listening to Short Inspirations from Ralph. What's your motivation? Part 1. So what things move you? What are the articles of motivation that propel you into the future? To determine the road you travel, to determine your thoughts, your behaviors, and your actions. What are they? And there are various ways that we can look at it. See, are your motivations me-orientated or others-orientated? That's a great dividing line that we can put down the middle of those things. Of course, we do look after ourselves. It's natural to do that. In fact, looking after yourself creates a better platform to be able to help others. But Jesus himself said it's better to give than to receive. And that's not just talking about money. Are your motivations shallow, or do they have depth and are based on those things that last well into the future, even after you've gone? Are the things that drive you temporary or permanent, that is, lasting and eternal? I laughed recently at a post which was a wee bit tongue-in-cheek. It says, "Life is short. Make sure you spend as much time as possible on the internet arguing with strangers." There's another dividing line that's mentioned a lot in Scripture, and that is the battle that we all face between our flesh, which is the desires of the world, versus the Spirit, or the things of God. John, in his letter, 1 John 2:16 and 17, in the Passion Translation, puts it like this: "For all that the world can offer us, the gratification of our flesh, the allurement of the things of the world, and the obsession with status and importance, none of these things come from the Father, but from the world." And then he goes on to say, "This world and its desires are in the process of passing away, but those who love to do the will of God live forever." That's really clear. Another clear example were the twin boys that were born to Isaac and Rebekah back in Genesis 25. The first to come out was Esau. He was hairy and red, so they called him that. The next to come out was Jacob. He was second born. Earlier, God had told Rebekah that in her womb were two nations. They were both to be men of destiny. But the firstborn in those ancient times was to be the person, the man, who inherited everything from his father and family. Esau liked to hunt. He was an outdoors sort of person. But Jacob was a person that hung around the house and loved cooking and doing domestic chores. Jacob really wanted the birthright. He wanted this. And he was backed by his mother. Anyway, one day Esau was coming in from the open country and he hadn't eaten for a long time and he was famished, the word says. And he said to Jacob, "Quick, let me have some of that red stew," because Jacob was cooking some stuff. "I'm really hungry." And Jacob replied, "First sell me your birthright." "Look, I'm about to die," Esau said. "What good is the birthright to me?" But Jacob said, "Swear to me first." So he swore an oath to him, selling his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau some bread and some lentil stew. He ate and drank and then got up and left. So Esau despised his birthright. In other words, Esau sold his whole future just for a bowl of lentils. His immediate fleshly concerns eliminated and stamped out his future. And if you read the history books, Esau's descendants, the Edomites, disappeared from the face of the earth. Their family lineage was no more. This whole incident, small as it seems, changed him, this Esau, and changed his destiny. So again, I would say, what is your motivation? What things motivate you deep down in your life? In fact, Peter wrote in 1 Peter 2:11, and this is the message: "Friends, this world is not your home, so don't make yourselves cozy in it. Don't indulge your ego at the expense of your soul." So the bowl of lentils in my story represents those things which are shallow and temporary and will not last. It represents instant gratification and satisfying the selfish desires of our own flesh. The birthright represents those things that last, are eternal, and are like a generational blessing for all that's to come before us. Esau had everything, but he turned his back on it. The very best thing that you and I can do in our lifetimes is to give everything to God, to submit our whole lives to Him, our hearts and everything, and set up generational blessings for all those that are to come into the future. God bless you.